Today on Investigate TV Plus, a traffic stop escalates quickly. Shots are fired and a man dies at the hands of a police officer. The case became the center of a legal debate of how police are held accountable in claims of excessive force.
By all accounts, should that have been a routine traffic stop?
By all accounts, yes ma'am. Should have been.
We explore how one mother took her fight to the highest court in the country and reveal what will shape future cases.
Plus, a man with a passion for fighting fires is forced to hang up his helmet for good.
It's hard. This is the career, I always wanted to do.
We examine the ongoing threat to some of America's bravest.
Then, a match made in heaven.
After retirement is when we started dressing alike so much more.
The inspiration behind a couple's coordinated outfits and their long-lasting love story. In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus.
Traffic stops are among the most unpredictable and potentially dangerous encounters for both law enforcement and civilians. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. Experts we spoke with say it's the uncertainty of who is being approached and how a situation might escalate that could influence an officer's split-second judgment during life-or-death situations.
According to the nonprofit advocacy group Mapping Police Violence, in 2024, more than 1,200 people were killed by police, and 12% of those deaths involve people stopped for alleged traffic violations.
While the country's lower courts have been split in how they analyze officer use of force in fatal shootings, a 2016 traffic stop has now prompted the Supreme Court to weigh in.
It's a decision that reshapes precedent for the country and, as reporter Heather Graff explains, gives one mother a long-awaited step toward justice.
Before we begin, we do want to warn you, some of the images you are about to see may be disturbing to some viewers.
On the side of this toll road near Houston, the police encounter escalated quickly. For mother Janice Hughes, the dashcam video is difficult to watch.
That I just can't. I think I may have watched it twice. He was probably 24 in this picture.
According to legal documents, in 2016, a Harris County deputy constable pulled over Hughes' son, 24-year-old Ashton Barnes, after his rental car was flagged for suspected toll violations.
By all accounts, should that have been a routine traffic stop?
By all accounts, yes ma'am. Should have been. He didn't have to be dead, by no means.
In the video, Barnes tells Officer Roberto Felix Jr. he doesn't have identification on him. Rather than exiting the vehicle when instructed, he started to drive away, and Officer Felix jumped onto the car's door sill. We're stopping the video at this point, but you'll hear the officer fire twice, fatally wounding Barnes, who died at the scene. Following the deadly shooting, an internal investigation by Harris County's Constable Office found Officer Felix didn't violate procedure, and a review by the Houston Police Department said the shooting appears to be justified. No criminal charges were filed. A decade later, Hughes says the incident still haunts her.
Yes, it still brings tears to my eyes when I think about it.
In 2017, she filed a lawsuit alleging Officer Felix used excessive force that violated her son's constitutional rights.
He didn't do nothing.
The case worked its way through federal court, eventually making it to the United States Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. In 2024, the Fifth Circuit upheld a lower court's ruling that Officer Felix's actions were justified given the immediate threat he faced at the time of the shooting. The decision was based on the moment of threat, a legal doctrine that essentially boils down to this. Does the time during the traffic stop before Officer Felix was on a moving car factor into the court's decision on whether his use of deadly force was justified?
The fact that he jumped onto the car and put himself into danger is the issue here.
Hughes' attorney, Adam Fomby, argues what happened before Officer Felix was on the doorsill of the car is relevant.
Judge Higginbotham from the Fifth Circuit even said, if he had looked at the totality of the circumstances, he would have found the officer was at fault for this incident.
And there are other judges who may have agreed. To explain, there are 12 regional courts of appeals in the federal system. In deadly force cases, 8 of them have considered an officer's actions leading up to the use of force when issuing their rulings. But the other 4, including the Fifth Circuit, would apply the moment of threat standard, which focuses solely on the instant the officer used force. Georgetown law professor Christy Lopez says she believes some circuits have used the moment of threat doctrine to protect law enforcement.
It was really a way, in my view, to ensure that courts weren't being too hard on officers who get into these difficult, tumultuous situations.
But these differing opinions created a legal split. So, in an effort to establish a uniform standard nationwide, the Supreme Court stepped in.
Barnes versus Felix.
Hearing arguments in January 2025. In May of 2025, the Supreme Court unanimously rejected the moment of threat doctrine, meaning lower courts must now consider the time leading up to an officer's use of deadly force when deciding if it was reasonable.
Every single officer that's trained is going to know how the Supreme Court found on this case. It's going to affect how they interact with everyday people on the streets.
Lopez says it's a step toward greater accountability for law enforcement.
What we find is that when we hold officers accountable for the force that they use, it often results in better training and better policies that keeps officers safer as well as members of the public safer.
Accountability is not really a problem in law enforcement.
But some in the policing community caution against questioning an officer's split-second decision.
You should look at the totality of the circumstances, but you should not go back and say, wait a minute, this violation of policy or this tactical error somehow contributed to the danger and therefore it does excuse the behavior of the suspect.
Retired law enforcement officer Kevin Lawrence is the executive director of the Texas Municipal Police Association. He says he understands how an officer could fear for their life in a situation like Felix encountered.
If I let that guy keep going and get up to 75, 80 miles an hour of me hanging on the side of the car, there is no doubt my life is in danger.
And in your opinion, does that make the use of force justifiable?
Yes, I think it's a reasonable use of force.
While they made their decision about the moment of threat doctrine, the Supreme Court chose not to rule on whether Officer Felix created the danger that ultimately led to Barnes's death. The justices left that question for the lower courts to decide.
In the end, they went with this very narrow opinion and did not say anything about whether and how courts should consider officer-created jeopardy.
But during the proceedings, Justice Brett Kavanaugh reminded courts that law enforcement doesn't have the benefit of 20/20 hindsight.
An officer does not get the time we've spent here today to make the decision.
It's been a tough journey.
Janice Hughes says time hasn't healed her grief, but it has been an important teacher.
I have learned to obtain patience.
And she's grateful that patience has finally paid off.
I think he would say, Mom, you did it all. And that's the ultimate result, yeah.
The Supreme Court's ruling sets a precedent that will likely have a significant impact on police use of force cases moving forward.
But it didn't mark the end of Barnes versus Felix. The justices sent the case back to the lower courts, asking them to consider the reasonableness of the shooting using the lengthier time frame they prescribed.
Legal representatives for Officer Felix and Harris County declined to speak with us, but addressing the Supreme Court in January 2025, Felix's attorney said he, quote, reasonably believed that his life was in imminent danger. That conclusion should end this case.
Still ahead, many signed up to fight fires, unaware of a hidden but bigger threat.
Over the years, we've lost multiple people through cancer, and we've never lost a firefighter in a fire.
We examine the health risk and reveal how states have taken steps to support America's heroes.
Plus, whether it's chasing dreams or dollars, a side hustle can also bring extra stress.
This isn't just a switch that you flip and all of a sudden you're bringing in money.
We look at ways to prevent burnout and explore the online platform that allows some to pursue their passion.
Firefighters often put their lives on the line to save others.
But they also face an invisible threat, and it's one scientists are still working to unravel.
A 2025 study found firefighters are at increased risk of death from skin, kidney, and other types of cancer. That research and previous studies finding evidence firefighting can cause mesothelioma and bladder cancer highlight the dangers they face. Now we want to talk about the emotional reality of receiving a cancer diagnosis.
For an Oregon firefighter, that news came with devastation as he was forced to leave a career he loved.
Reporter Bonnie Silkman shows us how a firefighting family rallies behind their brother, hoping a hero can heal.
I love it, and I love all things about it.
Answering the call as a firefighter came as a natural fit for Mike Roulette.
It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's more of a calling than a job.
And today, Mike is back at a place that feels like home with Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue.
This is Station 51.
Not in uniform, not on duty. This time, he's not here as a firefighter, but as family.
Come here, kidding me?
You see, for years, Mike's job was saving lives, but now he's fighting for his.
I was diagnosed, it was a stage 2 glioma, which is brain cancer.
5 years ago, Mike was forced to leave Station 51 and his technical rescue crew.
Doctors have said that I can't go back. Ultimately, it's fatal.
It was very shocking. We have 3 little kids at the time. They were all under the age of 9. The one thing that has come out of it that I think has been very good is that appreciation for every single moment, every day.
She's always there, and so she is everything to me. It's hard. This is the career, I always wanted to do, and I'm thankful for the time that I've been able to do that.
Mike never came to work with a bad attitude. He's one of the happiest people I know. He's one of our crew, he's one of our members, and we're gonna do everything we can to help him and his family.
They had his back through every blaze, and they're still standing with him now.
When I became a firefighter, it never crossed my mind that cancer would be a factor at all. But over the years, we've lost multiple people through cancer, and we've never lost a firefighter in a fire.
According to the American Cancer Society, firefighters face a 9% higher risk of developing cancer and a 14% higher risk of dying from it. Their exposure to smoke and toxic chemicals clinging to gear and seeping into their skin puts them at a greater risk with every call.
All of these firefighters are people that have worked here at Tualatin Valley and have passed away for various reasons, but the large majority of it is cancer.
In fact, the World Health Organization says the very occupation of firefighting is now classified as a Group 1 carcinogen.
I think we do a good job now. We've changed a lot of our practices to limit our exposures. We have a second set of turnouts that we change into. We have a lot better health screening. In our state, we have what's called a presumptive cancer legislation, and there are 12 different types of cancer which have been identified with increased rates to happen among firefighters, and therefore it becomes presumed that we did get them on the job.
And Mike's cancer falls right into that category. So we asked if he had the chance to start over, would he?
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Most people who, are in this field for that long, it's part of them. I'd do it again. No problem.
And his daughter, Olivia, she may be stepping into Dad's legacy.
I think I might do it. It's really fun and it helps people. I'm really grateful for what he did to other people, and I'm proud of him.
All 50 states, Washington, D.C., and the federal government have what's called presumptive cancer legislation. These laws typically allow firefighters and their families to receive compensation after a diagnosis. Now, it's important to note the compensation rates and eligibility requirements differ state to state. The First Responder Center for Excellence compile a list broken down by state, eligibility, and coverage. You can find it on InvestigateTV.com. Just search cancer coverage. Reporting in Portland, Oregon, I'm Bonnie Silkman.
Still ahead, when one paycheck doesn't cut it, side hustles can pick up the slack.
We explore the most popular jobs Americans are working for extra cash.
Plus, at one bookstore, you'll find a couple with a certain style.
I figured that way she'd have to associate with me.
We'll introduce you to the duo who are always on the same page.
For many of us, free time feels hard to come by. A 2024 survey reveals on a typical day, Americans 15 and older spent about 5 hours per day engaging in leisure and sport activity, such as watching TV, socializing, or exercise, with TV topping the list at about 2.5 hours per day.
But in order to make ends meet, some are sacrificing that free time and turning to a second job. A 2024 survey found 36% of Americans with side hustles use their second gig to pay for living necessities such as food and housing.
An online platform aims to connect those in search of a second job with a project they're also passionate about.
Reporter Susan Campbell shows us how some are turning a hobby into a second paycheck.
Right now we have about 10.
This is Rob McGregor's full-time job.
I'm going to scan the car.
Running a small car dealership.
This I just got back.
He spends at least 40 hours a week selling cars. Then this
That was a good shot.
is his side hustle. Rob's been playing golf since he was a kid.
Won a state championship in Michigan and then turned pro shortly after that. Decided to teach golf lessons for money.
He connects with students on Teach Me Too. The platform connects students with local instructors for lessons for all kinds of activities, including golf, pickleball, tennis, and guitar.
This is definitely more of a passion thing.
The extra income doesn't hurt.
I have 6 kids and they all like their own little hobbies, so I get to use the money that I create from this side income. Covers some of it, yeah, for sure.
Rob's like a lot of people. A recent Lending Tree survey shows 38% of American adults have a side hustle.
Well, it's actually down a little bit from a few years ago, but it's still a really big number. And I think it really indicates just how much people need a little bit of help in extending their monthly budget.
Lending Tree's Matt Schultz says the most popular side hustles are food and grocery delivery and online freelancing. Then 14% report part-time or seasonal work. 13% do house cleaning, and 13% make and sell items. E-commerce resale, social media influencing, babysitting, pet sitting, rideshare driving, day trading, and teaching also made the list. On average, side hustlers say they're making an extra $1,200 a month.
The main thing to understand about a side hustle is that it takes a lot of work. This isn't free money. This isn't just a switch that you flip and all of a sudden you're bringing in money. It takes a plan, it requires some effort, and some hustle. There's a reason why it has the name.
Rob opens his online schedule whenever he can for students like Mateo Francis.
He had great ratings.
Who found Rob on the Teach Me Too platform.
Well, I saw it as an opportunity to learn a game that I'm sort of falling in love with and I can play for the rest of my life.
And with a little coaching,
Hit the golf ball just like that.
he's going to be happy with his scorecard.
Still ahead, among the shelves of a quaint and quiet bookstore, you'll find a beautiful love story.
I'm grateful to have met somebody that wonderful that I would stay with them that long.
We introduce you to the couple who make a perfect match.
When it comes to the secret to a long marriage, a Georgia couple says their weekly routine has kept them committed for decades.
Reporter Sawyer Bussey shows us how.
Love can be a very simple thing.
I'm grateful to have met somebody that wonderful that I would stay with them that long.
A hand on the back, a book in your hand.
What does your wife mean to you?
Oh, she's she's everything.
Michael and Brooks Breedlove have been at this for more than 30 years. Dates together every week to pick up new books.
It's something we can do together.
They roll through the aisles looking for something new, something they haven't read, which is hard.
Trying to see somebody we don't have already.
They come to Read It Again bookstore in Swanee. The shop has been around for more than 20 years.
The thing is if I don't know your name or my staff doesn't specifically know your name, we know what you read. And it makes it part of a community.
Not only do they shop together, they shop in matching outfits.
After retirement is when we started dressing together, alike so much more, particularly anytime we were going out. I figured that way she'd have to associate with me.
I always loved doing things with him together. I like him.
Sometimes love is a quiet thing that smells like the pages of a book and feels as simple as being together and liking it.
I have a great idea. You and James need to start dressing up alike.
You know, we like to do a theme.
A theme?
But not necessarily the same outfit.
So complimenting each other?
Yeah.
Okay, I get that.
That works.
Jenny and I, we wouldn't. That's
She's not going to fly.
That's not going to happen, no.
Okay, I'll have to give her a call.
Yeah, give her a call.
It'll be the next great thing.
Exactly.
Well, that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm T. Chappelle.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Thanks for watching.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, a mother fights for 3 years to prove what she knows to be true.
People would tell my mom, like, well, the drug test is saying this, and my mom was like, I know my daughter is not using.
How paying for independent drug screening helped win back her children and expose potential flaws in one state's child welfare system.